There are several online resources available to find acronym definitions. One such resource is Acronym Finder. This website provides a comprehensive database of acronyms and their meanings. Another online resource is the Free Dictionary. This website includes a section dedicated to acronyms and abbreviations. All Acronyms is yet another resource that offers a wide range of acronym definitions. Finally, Acronym Geek is a website that specializes in providing acronym definitions and information. Several books can also be helpful for finding acronym definitions. One option is the Dictionary of Acronyms and Abbreviations. This book offers an extensive collection of acronyms across various fields. Another book is the Everything Acronyms book. This book provides a user-friendly guide to understanding and using acronyms. Acronyms and Abbreviations in Business, Industry, and Technology is a book that focuses specifically on acronyms used in these sectors. For industry-specific acronyms, you can consult resources from professional organizations. The Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, or IEE, is a valuable resource for IT-related acronyms. The American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics, or AO, is a resource for aerospace-related acronyms. The American Medical Association, or AMA, is a resource for medical-related acronyms. When teaching acronyms, it can be helpful to use several strategies. Firstly, provide the definition of the acronym and an example of how it is used in context. Secondly, group acronyms by category or topic to help with understanding and retention. Thirdly, use flashcards or create a glossary to reinforce memorization. Make the learning process interactive by asking people to add their own examples or create mock scenarios. Relate acronyms to real-life examples to make them more memorable. It is important to remember that acronyms are used as shorthand for longer phrases or terms. They are commonly used in various fields, including technology, business, and medicine, to improve communication and efficiency. Understanding acronyms is essential for effective communication and comprehension in many contexts. It allows one to quickly grasp the meaning of a text or conversation without having to spell out the full term each time. Learning to define acronyms and teaching them to others can be done using the resources mentioned. When encountering an unfamiliar acronym, start by checking online resources such as Acronym Finder, the Free Dictionary, All Acronyms, or Acronym Geek. These websites allow you to search for acronyms and find their corresponding definitions. If you are looking for a more comprehensive resource, consider using a dictionary of acronyms and abbreviations. These dictionaries provide a wide range of acronyms across various fields. In addition to general resources, there are also industry-specific resources available. If you are working in a particular field, such as IT, aerospace, or medicine, consult resources from professional organizations such as the IEE, AAR, or ALMA. These organizations often have glossaries or databases of acronyms specific to their industry. When teaching acronyms to others, start by providing the definition of the acronym and an example of how it is used in context. This will help people understand the meaning of the acronym and how it is used in real-world situations. For example, if you are teaching the acronym RFI, explain that it stands for Request for Information and provide an example of how it is used in the context of procurement or project management. Grouping acronyms by category or topic can also be helpful. This will help people see the relationships between different acronyms and make it easier to remember them. For example, you could group acronyms related to project management together, such as PMO for Project Management Office, WBS for Work Breakdown Structure, and KPI for Key Performance Indicator. Using flashcards or creating a glossary can be an effective way to reinforce memorization. Write the acronym on one side of the flashcard and the definition on the other side. Have people quiz themselves or each other using the flashcards. Alternatively, create a glossary of acronyms and their definitions that people can refer to as needed. To make the learning process more engaging, consider making it interactive by asking people to add their own examples or create mock scenarios. This will help them apply their knowledge of acronyms in a practical way. For example, you could ask them to create a mock email or report that uses a variety of acronyms. Finally, relate acronyms to real-life examples to make them more memorable. This will help people see the relevance of acronyms and make them more likely to remember them. For example, you could share a story about how you used an acronym to solve a problem or improve communication in a work situation. In summary, finding acronym definitions and teaching them effectively involves using a variety of resources and strategies. Online resources, books, and industry-specific databases can all be helpful for finding definitions. Providing definitions and examples, grouping acronyms by category, using flashcards or glossaries, making it interactive, and relating acronyms to real-life examples can all be effective strategies for teaching acronyms. By following these tips, you can help people learn and understand acronyms more easily, which will improve communication and comprehension in a variety of contexts. Understanding common acronyms can significantly streamline communication in many professional and technical fields. When teaching these acronyms, aim to create a learning environment that reinforces both definition and practical application. One effective approach is to create themed lists of acronyms. For example, when discussing project management, introduce related acronyms like scope, schedule, and budget, making the relationships clear. Another key aspect of effective teaching involves encouraging learners to use the acronyms in realistic scenarios. Ask them to draft emails or reports incorporating these abbreviations, ensuring they grasp how the acronyms function within typical workplace exchanges. Consider developing an interactive quiz or game where learners can test their comprehension of different acronyms. This helps solidify their learning in a fun and engaging manner. Also, emphasizing the importance of context helps prevent misuse or misunderstanding of acronyms. Explain that the same acronym can have different meanings across diverse fields, highlighting the importance of confirming its definition based on the specific context. Lastly, provide continual reinforcement and review of the taught acronyms, integrating them into regular discussions or activities. Frequent repetition reinforces their understanding and facilitates long-term retention. Remember that the key to successful acronym learning is associating each abbreviation with its full meaning and understanding its practical usage. By using varied teaching methods, learners can become adept at both identifying and correctly applying a wide range of acronyms. When dealing with technical acronyms, it's often helpful to break down the underlying concepts. If teaching about computer networking, explaining the function of each part of TCP/IP, for example, makes the acronym more meaningful. Similarly, when teaching medical acronyms, relating them to the underlying anatomical structures or physiological processes aids understanding. Another tactic is to encourage learners to create their own memory aids. This might involve creating rhymes, acronyms, or visual associations that help them recall the definitions more easily. For example, someone might remember FIFA first in, first out by associating it with the idea of a queue where the first person in line is the first person served. Highlighting the etymology of certain acronyms can also make them more memorable. Understanding the historical context or origin of an acronym can provide a deeper understanding of its meaning. You can encourage learners to research the background of unfamiliar acronyms to gain a better grasp of their significance. Incorporating visual aids such as diagrams, charts, and images can also enhance understanding of technical acronyms. Visual representations can help to illustrate complex concepts and make them easier to grasp. When dealing with highly specialized fields, it's important to emphasize the importance of using acronyms correctly and consistently. Misusing or misunderstanding acronyms can lead to confusion, errors, and even safety hazards. Remind learners to always double-check the meaning of an acronym before using it and to be aware of any potential ambiguities. Consider creating a shared glossary or reference guide that everyone can use to ensure consistency in acronym usage. This can be particularly helpful in large organizations or teams where multiple people may be using the same acronyms. Encourage learners to actively participate in discussions and ask questions about unfamiliar acronyms. This can help to clarify any misunderstandings and reinforce their learning. Create a supportive and collaborative learning environment where people feel comfortable asking for help. Remind learners that learning acronyms is an ongoing process and that it's okay to make mistakes. The key is to be persistent and to keep practicing until they become more familiar with the terminology. Provide opportunities for learners to apply their knowledge of acronyms in real-world scenarios. This can involve working on projects, solving problems, or participating in simulations. Hands-on experience can help to solidify their understanding and build their confidence. Offer personalized feedback and guidance to help learners improve their skills. Identify areas where they are struggling and provide targeted support to help them overcome those challenges. Celebrate their successes and encourage them to continue learning and growing. Finally, stay up to date on the latest acronyms and terminology in your field. New acronyms are constantly being introduced, so it's important to keep learning and expanding your knowledge. Regularly review your glossary or reference guide to ensure that it is accurate and comprehensive. Remember that learning acronyms is an essential part of professional development and can help you to communicate more effectively and efficiently. By using a variety of resources and strategies, you can master the art of acronym usage and become a more valuable asset to your organization.